Well, hi everybody. It's been about 4 days, maybe 5 days since the last time I filmed a video. I filmed last time when the same day I uploaded the last video, so it's been a little bit. Things have been a little crazy here in Texas. We've had some crazy storms. I live in the far north Austin area, kind of near, uh, kind of in between Austin and Waco. Um, There was a tornado, confirmed F2 tornado in Temple, Texas, which is about 25 minutes from me. So that's a little bit close for comfort. Um, in my old hometown, um, I actually grew up in the Austin area for the first few years of my life, but then I spent the majority of my time growing up and living, meeting my wife, having my kids in the Dallas Fort Worth area, and still have a lot of friends up there. And up there, they experienced severe damaging winds, not tornado, not tornadic winds, but just straight line, stronger than hurricane force winds that did a lot of damage to a lot of my friends' homes and property up there. There are still people up there on the Dallas side without power. So, really sucks. Texas weather is no joke. I mean, it's from one extreme to the other oftentimes. And before these storms roll in, it's just a normal summer day here, 80, 90 degrees, and then suddenly tables turn and the temperature drops 20 degrees and hurricane force winds roll in with severely damaging storms. So, ourselves here in my town, we've gotten some hail, we've gotten some strong winds, 50 to 60-mile-an-hour winds, but nothing like what they got up in Dallas, and nothing like a tornado, thankfully. So we're doing okay, but a lot has happened. So let me take you over to the little table here, and we'll go over the things that I've picked up in the time since I've seen you. Uh, and then also we'll take a look at the PS2. So I got some news on that front as well. So let's take a look at everything here real quick. So on this little table here, we have a complete mishmash of stuff that I have picked up over the last few days. I will save this for last. I think it's probably the most exciting. Unfortunately, this is probably the least exciting. There is no GameCube in this box. It is empty and it is beat up. But over the weekend, we took a little mini vacation, went up to the DFW area to stay with my in-laws. And they furnished me with some things that belonged to my wife back when she was a kid. So the first was this GameCube box. They don't have the GameCube anymore. They told me they think that she and her sister sold it for something else back in the day. So this Game Boy Color bag actually does have a fully functioning Kiwi Game Boy Color. So as you can see, as a kid, we had the same taste, apparently. So she has a fully functioning Game Boy Color here. I cleaned up the contacts. It was just barely corroded, but cleaned up the contacts and put some batteries in it, and everything works flawlessly. So ended up getting 4 games with it as well. Sorry for the shaky camera work here, guys. This is brutal, I know, but we got SpongeBob, we got Donkey Kong, we got Winnie the Pooh, and we got Frogger. My son has claimed this as his own, but that's fine with me. What I plan on doing with this one, or the green one up here, whichever one is in worse condition, I'm going to buy the new OLED screen mod and do that with one of these so that he can actually play these games that I played when I was a kid, but on a screen that you can see. So that was the first thing he said actually when he fired it up, was like, "I can't see anything. How do you see it?" And I said, "Welcome to my childhood, son." He's only ever seen backlit screens, and that doesn't seem like something that's new technology, but when you grew up in the 90s, this is what you had. So that's pretty cool. That was just, didn't have to pay anything for that. They just found it and gave it to us. These things here, so these two things go together. I'll talk about those in a second. This I actually ordered, as you can see, the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas intro screen here. I ordered this and that game together because on eBay I got just a really good deal. The seller was selling Grand Theft Auto disc only, the trilogy version, which is what I needed, for like $7 or $8, and 20% off if you bought another item. So I have an original Xbox. I don't have this. I see it at every game store I go to. I think it's around $7 or $8 at a game store. I paid $5 for this one, and I think $6.60 for the game or something for San Andreas or something like that. So San Andreas itself is not in the best condition. The top and back side of the disc are both pretty scratched, but I put it in here and it looks like it's playing just fine. And I'll go over to the PS2 here in a moment and show you what's going on with that. But yeah, this is just for the collection. Nothing spectacular, but it was $5, and it's an original Xbox game that I didn't have, so I picked it up. And I'm a big Star Wars fan, so this is a game I've never played, so it should be fun. These two things picked up today, actually at a pawn shop in the closest major town to me. There's only one that I know of. And we walked in and they had a decent selection of games. Their PS4 and Xbox games were a little lacking. They didn't have much besides sports titles and the common stuff. But to see a Game Boy game in the wild was actually pretty cool. They did have a DS Lite that I considered, but it was $50 and it looked pretty rough. So it wasn't one that I could turn around and resell for a higher profit. So I just left that there. But they had this Pokemon Violet for $30. My wife thought my son would like it, so we picked it up for him. And I gave him the choice today to start playing Scarlet or Violet, and he chose Scarlet, of course, so Violet will go to my daughter if she wants it, or we'll just put it up here on the shelf with the collection of Pokemon games, and it'll live up there. I'll play them eventually. I'm still on Arceus right now. I don't have Sword or Shield either. I'm really behind on my Pokemon games. I do have a couple of them for 3DS, but I haven't played through those either, so I'm really behind. Kind of the Game Boy Advance and the DS with Diamond and Pearl were the last games that I really sunk a bunch of hours into. I'm playing Arceus. I do like that game, so I think I'll like this one too. But I gotta finish one before I start another one. So move on with those. Probably the coolest stuff that I picked up, and actually I say I picked up. I actually got some help from my dad here. We were in DFW. I found these in Waco, and I tried to message the guy and I said, hey, I'm in Dallas right now, but we're driving back to Austin on Sunday. Can I meet you in Waco and pick these up? And he said, well, actually, I'm driving to Austin on Sunday. And I was like, dang it. And I texted my dad, who lives right near me, and I said, hey, if I ask you to go meet somebody at our local HEB, can you do that for me? And he said, sure. So I sent him up there with $40 and had the guy meet him in the parking lot. And they did this deal, and I will show you why. So these are all PSP games. I don't have any of them, and one movie. We'll talk about that here in a second. This one, Ratchet and Clank, I think size matters. So it's in pretty good shape. Unfortunately, this is the only one that doesn't have the original case, but I'm good with it. This is just a game I want to play, so I'm not really concerned about it being complete. I will get a case for it eventually because I like to have all my stuff complete, but except for Game Boy games. Those you can't really find cases for, but this is the reason I picked up this lot. So this Dragon Ball Z game, just complete as is, with no seal, is about $40 to $50 in value. So I saw in his ad, he said that it was still sealed. Now, my dad, when he picked it up, he said, not exactly, but close. And I said, that's fine, just go ahead and get it anyway. This will pay for the whole lot. I paid $40 for all these games in this movie. So this by itself, will take care of that. It's got the seal on it. It's never been used, but it is not still sealed. I mean, it's broken. The crevice here where you open it is broken, but the seal is still on it. So this is not a game I care about. I like watching Dragon Ball Z, but I am not a Dragon Ball Z, fanboy, aficionado. I don't know anything about the games. I don't really care to play it. So this is the only reason I picked this up, is because I can flip this and make all the money back from this lot. And hopefully a little more. I am going to list it on eBay. I'm not going to list it as new because it clearly, the seal's been broken. It's not new. but I am going to list it for higher than a complete one is going for. So I'm going to try for 60, maybe $65 and see what happens. I'll probably take offers. And if I can get, somewhere around $60 for it, I'll be happy. So that'll be that one. The other games that we got here, and I apologize, with the storms has come crazy allergies, so I probably sound stuffy. I've got to test all these still. I just got them today from my dad. But none of these are super crazy valuable games. I did want, SpongeBob and Secret Agent Clank for my own collection, as well as Pirates of the Caribbean. The rest of them kind of take it or leave it. I don't need them. But if I can make all my money back selling Dragon Ball Z, then I'll keep them. And maybe bundle them with a PSP game, console later or something like that if I happen to have one. The coolest part about this for me is actually the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I freaking love this movie. It's my favorite movie of all time. It came out when I was, pretty young. Let's see if it says here what year it came out. It came out on UMD in 2005, so I was 15 at that point. The movie itself, I think, came out in the late 90s or early 2000s. And I watched it, loved it. I've watched this movie so many times I can probably quote you every line in it. I even have a poster up in my corner over here of I think it's the 4th movie that I picked up when I worked in retail. So we are going to test this out and make sure it works. Probably tonight. But the rest of these games I'll get to testing later. And as long as they work, I'll keep them. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, pretty good deal. I'm excited to go ahead and list Dragon Ball Z, see what we can get for that. I'm going on eBay with this one. I'm probably not going to go local, just because I think eBay will be a faster sale. So we'll see what happens there. Let's go talk about the PS2 real quick, and I'll update you guys on that. All right, so as you can see, San Andreas playing just fine. Our controller appears to be working with no problems here. So this game has been sitting here for probably 10-15 minutes, the entire time I've been filming the other segment over there. So, it's definitely working. I'm not really concerned about that. Controller is definitely, continuing to work, which is great. This is the old fan out of the PS2. I don't see or hear or feel anything, resistant about this that would make a noise. It doesn't have any crazy set-offs about it, but yeah, this was the thing making all the crazy noise. So got the new fan in there, no noise. It's been on, like I said, for 10-15 minutes now, no noise at all. So one of the ones that really seemed to set it off was Simpsons Road Rage. So I will try that one next and see if that works as well. But yeah, if this works, the controller works, Grand Theft Auto works, I will get this bundle listed up for sale as soon as I finish the last part of this, which is the controller. So ordered some parts and pieces for this too, the new ribbon for all the buttons. I'm gonna try and replace it. If it works, cool, I'll list it with 2 controllers. If it doesn't, well, I learned something and we'll try again next time. But nothing crazy here. Just a little bit of soldering on this connector right here. That's right here on the board. So we'll try that. Probably not tomorrow, but maybe sometime this week. I'm off all this week, so I intend to go pawn shopping and some other stuff with my wife, which you might see in a video as well. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, nothing crazy here. Everything looks like it's working. Fan's not making crazy noises. Disk drive's not making crazy noises. I think this will be good to go here in just a day or two. So I will get it up for sale and update you guys when it sells. Yo, this is wild. I put in this Pirates of the Caribbean movie because I promised you I would chest it tonight. The only other movie, literally the only other movie I want to have on the PSP is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And what's the first preview that comes up when I put in this UMD? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Crazy coincidence, man. Crazy coincidence. I freaking love this movie, guys. It is awesome. Unfortunately, PS2 is back on the bench over here. No sooner did I stop recording the video than the fan started making noise again, and I can tap on the exact area where the fan is and it stops, so I know that's what it is. It's not the disk drive. And not to mention the San Andreas disk that had been working fine throughout the entire video suddenly said it could not be read. So I will be messaging that seller back. I messaged him before I bought it. He said if it doesn't work, no problem, I'll send you a refund. So what I'll do is I'll probably take the money that he refunds me and see if I can have it resurfaced somewhere and see if that gets it working again. So, uh, yeah, I'll update you guys next time something interesting happens, but that may be it for this video. This is already quite a bit longer than I thought, so yeah. Hopefully I can get this PS2 for sale and the Dragon Ball Z game for sale and get some updates for you for the next video. Hey y'all, it's the next day since the last time I filmed a segment, so just a couple quick updates. Let's go over them real quick, and this is going to be the end of this video. Alright, quick update on the PS2. As you can see, it is working. I fired this back up without the top on. I initially thought maybe the disk drive motor was bad, so I took that out, lubed it all up. The fan noise was still happening, so I put the old fan back in and the new fan. It confirmed happened with both of them. I think the only issue was the fan itself, as it was rotating, was hitting the metal shroud. So on the fan itself, I bent the metal shroud away from the fan just a little bit. And same with this big metal shielding here on the PS2 itself. I just kind of bent that down towards the board slightly more, so hopefully the fan won't make contact with it. And I haven't noticed any issues since then. So I'm going to call this one good to go. I'm going to button it back up, and that'll be the end of that, hopefully. Simpsons Road Rage, it is scratched up, but it is working flawlessly, so I am not worried about it. I am going to take all this stuff, all the PS2 games, to a game store, PS2 and games, tomorrow to a game store to see what they'll give me for it. If I don't like their offer, I will probably just bring it back home and have a couple of the discs resurfaced while I'm there and then sell it myself. If I do like their offer, then I'll see if I can find some other stuff to flip in that store or stuff that I just want for my own collection. But really, I need the money to flip, so that would be my ultimate goal. Alright, and the last update for this video is some pawn shop finds and a Walmart clearance find. So we'll just start with Walmart. That was the first place I went, so I picked up this God of War Ragnarok for PS4. This was 20 bucks clearanced out, so I figured I would probably not even be able to find it for that at a game store used, so I just picked it up. This is a game along with the original PS4 God of War that I've been wanting to play since they started rebooted the franchise, so I will definitely be playing this sometime later this year. The second pawn shop that I went to, I actually went to 5 total, but this was the only other pickup. Nothing else of much interest in the other ones. The Pilot Wings here was marked for 15 bucks. It was sitting on top of a sign that said 10 bucks, so I wasn't exactly sure what we were going to get charged for that. And SmackDown Raw didn't have a price on it at all, but I know PSP wrestling games sell super well, so I figured I would list this locally. If I don't get any action on it, I'll go ahead and put it up on eBay. He originally told me these were 8 bucks, so I said, yeah, that's pretty solid, double up on profit. Go ahead and give me that. And this I just wanted for the collection, and $15 is right around market value, so I asked him when we got to the register if he thought he could do 20 out the door for both of these. And he did say, well, I think I can do a little bit better than that, and mark this one down to 10 and this one down to $5.99. So pretty good deal. Basically ended up getting the PSP game for free. So got Pilot Wings for the collection, and that's pretty cool. And the last stop I went to yesterday was just like a small business electronics store. They just kind of sold overstock and used sound bars, you know, any kind of electronics, phones, video game stuff, all that, keyboards and instruments and stuff. This he had in the case, 3 bucks. So I already had this game, but it's only loose, and I really like to have the complete version of games. So I snagged this for 3 bucks. 3 bucks for a complete game is a good deal in my opinion. So I just went ahead and bought that. And also my wife and I We are mounting our TV on the wall in our bedroom and wanted a soundbar, so I picked this Yamaha soundbar up for, I think it was $55. I talked him down a little bit. The thing I like about these is, first of all, they have really good sound because they have actual woofers in the bar, which is not something that most of them do. But the other thing I like about it is input-wise, you actually have a subwoofer input. So you can hook up a powered sub to this. This is the same setup as I have downstairs in our living room, and it sounds great. For a soundbar, I couldn't be happier. So eventually I may pick up a powered sub for the bedroom, but for now, as it is, it will sound pretty good and definitely much better than the stock TV speakers. So that was my only pickups for yesterday. Nothing too crazy, but some good stuff nonetheless. And I'm going to end this video here. We'll talk about what happens with the PS2 in the next one. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching.